Well, hey folks, PC7 here. Welcome back to the channel, and it is indeed good to be back. Well, back to a degree. I'm, of course, here hanging out with all the chickens on the newest version of the old stream map for Farm Sim 17. And, I don't know. The place has grown up a bunch. Don't know if I'm fond of it or not. But anyway, I'm not really here to do an entire Farm Sim episode, or even a part of one. It's just a nice place to wander around, and we're all comfortable here. We've all been seen here before. So, at any rate, I have managed to do the hardware upgrades that I was shut down to do. I didn't quite do, perhaps, what I had first intended. As I told you guys, I was going to upgrade the RAM and save doing the video card for another time. As it turned out, I decided to not go that way, and I am now running a Asus GTX 1050 Ti 4GB instead of my old MSI 952GB GTX. And I have also upgraded my power supply. I've gotten rid of my rather ill-reputed offshore power supply for a brand which I have trusted since I was building, I don't know, well, I guess they probably about the 386 era is when I first would have used one. But I do now have a Thermataki, or Thermal Take if you care, power supply in my computer. The other thing I was going to do, because it is generally known that it is a bad thing to do your rendering, recording, etc. all on the same drive, so I installed a second drive. In fact, the one that I used to do all of my recording to on my old computer. Unfortunately, all of a sudden, none of my recording software seemed to work the way it was supposed to. I'd get, do a 10-minute video. There'd be 3 minutes of video, 10 minutes of audio track. Do a 10-minute video, there'd be 10 minutes of video, there'd be 3 minutes of audio track, followed by the last 3 minutes of audio track, followed by a portion of the middle, followed by silence. So yeah, in other words, she were a bare messed up, and I just couldn't work with it. Even it didn't matter either. A 2-minute video, you do the same thing except at a fifth of the scale. So I decided, well, what happens if I just go back to saving it to the same drive? Well, this is what happens. All of a sudden, candy, it works. So, yeah, I don't know. I am planning at some point to get a better drive. As for the RAM upgrade, the real reason that I didn't was that good old inborn Canadiosity that says to you, look dude, if you go buy yourself two 8GB sticks, the two 4GB sticks that are currently in your computer are going to be sitting in a drawer. Now, it's going to cost you over $100 for those two sticks that you're buying, which means you're sticking about $60 of now useless hardware out to pasture. So, what I am going to do is buy the RAM when I actually upgrade my motherboard to something that'll hold 4 sticks, and that way I'll have 24GB rather than 16GB in the computer and 8GB sitting in some desk drawer. So, there you go. But there you are, I am running some new hardware. I finally have my software running, as you can see, well, and hopefully here. The other thing, well, I have also decided, for a number of real-life reasons, my channel is going to be somewhat diminished from this point on, in so much as I am not going to be posting as many videos anymore. Now, I realize that's going to hurt my channel a whole bunch, so far as the amount of views, etc. I've decided I'm going to look at that with a more cosmic view. Rather than worrying about the fact that this particular video gets 120 views. I wish. I like to look at the fact that, all in all, for the entire time I've done YouTube, I've had almost 900,000 views. 900,000, Now, to a lot of YouTube channels, on a single video, that's a fail. you know, we didn't break 1 million. What the heck was wrong with that video? Maybe we should just pull it. My buddy Tonic's playing. But a more cosmic view of it says that when the average person on a nice, dark, clear night looks up, and they're absolutely spellbound by the millions of stars. Well, here's a fact for you. Human beings can't even conceive of 1 million of anything. You know, and 900,000's darn near 1 million. What you're actually seeing is, in almost every single part of the world, in fact, about 5,000 stars. So we can't really even properly conceive of something as big as 5,000. So looking at it that way, having had almost 900,000 people take even a few seconds out of their day and pay attention to something I was doing, okay, now that I think about it, it's freaking scary. But that's fine. You know? So yeah, if I only get 100 views on a video and I don't put as many up a week, I'm sorry to those of you who actually do watch every single video I make and expect to see one daily. But the other portion of it is I am sort of physically housebound most of the time because I don't get around very good anymore. And that's progressively gotten worse and worse. And it was becoming far too easy an excuse to spend many, many hours a day in this chair, which doesn't improve the matter. Because even though it feels like I'm being beat upon by a bulldozer when I do end up walking any distance, if I don't do that, walking half that distance the next time achieves the same result of pain. So, you know, the sun's been out. I need to be a little less sedentary, or it's really going to have a bad effect on me. And that means I need to spend a lot less hours at the desk. So I do hope, as I said, for those of you who do look forward to daily editions of, as one good friend of mine put it, your dulcet Canadian tones. Again, I do apologize, because just so you guys know, the only reason I do this is because I do so enjoy the social interaction with all of you, to the point where some of you indeed are friends. So, that's going to be about it for this video. I have other things I do need to put up. I have a couple of contractual obligations that need met. And, well, expect that we've got our butt back in the saddle and our feet back in our boots, and we're going to hit the floor, well, if not running, at least stumbling about with some swagger. But, as always, this has been Species 7. Take care of each other, folks. No one else is going to. And ciao for now.